Jaya Kunja Bihari Divine Grace Abhay Charanarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki Grantha Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Welcome all to the 6th day of Bhagavad Gita. So, today we are going to discuss a very important point which is explained all over the 6th chapter, 7th chapter, 8th chapter and even up to 12th chapter. This is a very important topic which we are supposed to understand from Bhagavad Gita, and this is one topic which is commonly misunderstood by the people. Generally we make mistakes on this topic we tend to commit mistake on this topic, and normally we make wrong decisions on this topic. So, in this topic, there are three different things explained. One is social dharma, the regular social duties which we perform, and the second one is religious duties which we perform, and the third one is spiritual duties which we are supposed to perform. So these three things are explained in different areas of the chapter. The first one is social activities. The second one is religious activities. And the third one is spiritual activities. Okay? So, when there is a choice whether to select social activities or religious activity, then we should always select religious activity. When the question comes whether we should select between religious activity or spiritual activity, then we are supposed to select spiritual activity. Even though we all know this by theory, we always commit mistakes in this part. For example, the social activities are the obligation we have towards the relatives, towards our fellow living beings. We have so many commitments. Somebody calls you, maybe the person is not a devotee, but he or she is a very good neighbor of yours, and they are calling, please come and attend our son's birthday. Right? Is that a religious activity or is it a social activity? Social activity. Right? And we go there and sing happy birthday to you. All that we sing and come back. Right? But Bhagavatam explains birth is always painful. Death is also painful. Taking birth in this world itself is a mystery. Right? Then how can you sing happy birthday? You cannot sing, it is meaningless. But if you sing something else, they will not call you for the next birthday. Right? So even though everything is bad in this material world, still, as human beings, we should think positive, keep up the positive spirit. He will be suffering out of disease, pain, loan, debts, everything. Still you go to him and ask, how are you? He will say, I am fine. Nothing is fine here. Right? So these are all social activities which we are bound to do something. Like sometimes devotees, they don't want to go back to India only. Because as soon as they land up in India, they have to attend relatives' marriage, they have to visit there. One old mother is sick for last 4 months, you have to pay a visit there. Then you cannot go empty-handed, you have to take something. And even after performing everything nice, still they will blame you. Right? Sometimes you go to relatives' house who are not devotees. You have to artificially smile till your whole cheeks start paining. You have to sit like that for 4 hours. Right? So these are all social obligations. Right? So then there is a choice between whether to follow social obligation or religious obligation. Then we are committed to follow religious duties. We have to perform religious. And sometimes when we are performing religious activities, spiritual activity will interfere. That time what we are supposed to do? Drop the religious thing and select spiritual thing. Okay? So in this portion, generally people commit mistake. For example, one day a Brahmana, he went to Ganga, chanted Gayatri, and did Ganga Tarpana, doing all the offering. You take water from Ganga and pour it back in the Ganga only. Right? You do all the Ganga Tarpan, do everything, and with his pitcher, water pitcher, he is walking back to his house. So if you chant Gayatri, as per religious codes, you are not supposed to speak a lie. You shouldn't speak a lie, right? And the Brahmana is chanting Gayatri and walking back to his house. At the time, a slaughter man is chasing a cow. He's going to kill a cow. You know, these animals really know when you are going to kill them. They know, they understand. If you read that salted bread book, how many of you have read salted bread? Okay, very good. In that book, there is a nice thing explained about some slaughterhouse people. They are trying to catch a bull. They want to take the bull to the slaughterhouse and cut it off. But the bull didn't come down of the vehicle. They were pulling and bull was using its maximum strength and it still didn't come down. So the slaughterhouse men, they tied the bull and tied the other end of the rope to the gate of the building and drove the vehicle off. So bull fell down on the ground. And they were dragging the bull, and it is using all its power, hitting them, hitting on the walls, hitting on whatever is on the way, and it's bleeding. The horns are all bleeding, and there's bleeding from its nose. Still, the bull is not cooperating with the slaughtermen because the bull knows they are going to kill this. And it was dragging and stretching, and finally somehow some few people, 10-15 people, dragged the bull to the third floor of the slaughterhouse, third floor of the building, and the bull can see all kinds of axe and things to cut and all. Immediately the bull ran inside that hall, broke the doors and windows, and jumped from the third floor and fell dead on the ground. The huge animal came and smashed on the ground, and it committed suicide actually. So the animals know that people are going to kill them. And in fact, you can see sometimes the animals, they literally cry, right? So it is stupidity to say that cow doesn't have a soul, goat doesn't have a soul. It is a big stupid thing to say. They are also exactly beings like us. Sometimes they are better than us, right? You feed a man 100 days, give him grand feast 100 days, and don't give him food for 1 day, he will scold you. But to a dog, you beat the dog 100 days, give 1 day some sukha chapati, they will wag their tail and come behind you. So who is better, human being or the dog? They're always better. So sometimes animals are better than the human beings. So this Brahmana is chanting Gayatri and walking back home. At that time, a slaughterman is carrying his axe and chasing the cow. And the cow could understand that. The cow ran between the trees and bushes and everything, and finally he hid behind a huge bush. It was hiding. And that time the Brahmana is passing. The slaughterman asked, "Hey Brahman, have you seen a cow passing by this way?" And Brahmana thought, I should not speak a lie. So he said, "Yeah, the cow is hiding behind the bush." So immediately the slaughterman went, caught the cow and killed that. Because the Brahmana, gave the direction, he got 18 kinds of leprosy. Did Brahmana spoke a lie? No. Religiously, he had spoken the truth. But where he went wrong? Spiritually he went wrong. This time you should not be stupid and say, I am a religious man. I will follow all religious dharma and speak all these things. Religiously you may be right, but spiritually you are completely wrong. He got 18 kinds of leprosy, and all his fingers were, decaying and sort of falling, and hands flesh is coming out, you can see the bones. He suffered that. You know how many lifetimes he suffered like that? Can you guess? It's not one or two. The amount of hairs on the cow's body, that much lifetime that guy suffered, that Brahmana suffered. Right? So imagine, he just showed the finger. If he had suffered so much, what about the people who eat cow? They will suffer much more than that. Right? It is worse than killing your own mother. Such a serious, grievous sin it is. So, this Brahmana was religiously correct, but where he went wrong? Spiritually he went wrong. So, in Bhagavad Gita you can see there are so many social dharmas explained. Then afterwards, Krishna is telling, better than this is religious dharma. You do Pitru Puja, you do this, you do that, you follow like this. So much of religious dharma is explained. Then from 9th chapter to 12th chapter, Krishna is simply discarding all that and he is telling spiritual dharma, which is the highest. So whenever there is a question arises whether I should follow the religious dharma or the spiritual dharma, we are supposed to follow spiritual dharma. Every year, Nanda Maharaj was sincerely observing Govardhan Puja. Is that a religious festival or a spiritual festival? How many of you say religious? Okay. How many of you say spiritual? Okay. It is a religious festival. It has nothing to do with spirit. Right? They are paying their share to Indra. What Indra will do? Indra will give them rain back. And in the rain they will produce grain. They are going to live happily. Right? It is not a spiritual activity. It is a religious activity. Okay? So what is this puja? Religious or spiritual? Religious. Simple. You do something, you get something in return. What is that? It's religious. You are going to get material benefits. Only Krishna can give liberation from this material world. Everything else is a religious program. When there is nothing, it is good to do religious thing. But when there is a spiritual thing, you can drop religious thing and catch on to spiritual. But when there is nothing spiritually doing, then it is better to do religious thing. So we should not insult the people who do religious thing also. Because according to their karma and vasana, they are doing the best. Right? Yeah. So Govardhan Puja was a religious festival. Nanda Maharaj and his two brothers Upananda and Sunanda, they were having a huge meeting and discussion how to organize this festival. Let us please Indra the best. We will offer all best things this year. We will have a grand celebration. And everybody is talking about Indra Puja, Indra Puja, Indra Puja, turn this side, turn that side. Everywhere the talk is about Indra Puja. Somehow Krishna was not so happy. He doesn't like, when good devotees, nice devotees, getting diverted here and there. He always puts a break there. Right? He creates some obstacle. If he likes you so much, then he will put you a little obstacle here and there so that you can go to him directly. That's why Krishna is telling, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Ma Ekam Sharanam Raja. Don't, on Monday you go and surrender to Ganapati, Tuesday you go and surrender to Durga, Thursday you go to Shiva, Sunday holiday. Okay, Friday holiday. Don't go to anything. So these are all, Krishna doesn't like these kind of things. Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Surrender to me alone. So Krishna didn't like his wonderful devotees, bothered so much about Indra Puja. So he went to Nanda Maharaj and asked Nanda Maharaj, what is the great celebration about? I see everyone is happy arranging things. So when Krishna asked this question, Nanda Maharaj became so happy, took Krishna on the lap, embraced him, put Krishna close to his heart and kissed on his forehead and said, Lala, every year we celebrate this Indra Puja. We offer things to Indra. In return, Indra is giving us so much rain. Because of rain, there is grain, and the cows can eat all the grass, and the cows can give us milk, and all these things. Then Krishna said, Baba, this is not fair. Govardhan is supplying more. Indra is giving us rain only for 2 or 3 months. Govardhan is supplying grass throughout the year. So who is the better well-wisher? Indra or Govardhan? Nanda Maharaj said, yes, it is Govardhan. See, we don't offer anything to Govardhan. Still Govardhan is keep on feeding. He is real God. And if you stop Indra Puja, what are you saying? Indra will get angry. That means he is a businessman, he is not God. Right? You give him something, then only he blesses. Then he is a businessman. He is not God. Somehow in this chele language, in that simple, what do you say? They talk like that, sometimes. The kids, what do you say? What do you say for that? Childish language. That is a flat English word. There is a word for that. I forgot. Okay? The kids talk like that, So that's why Chanakya said, never believe kids' innocence. They must have broke this thing, vessel or, say glass vessel or glassware or something. They must have done something naughty. They come and stand in front of you, so innocently. Looking at their face, you will forget everything. Don't believe kids' innocence. Jan Chanakya said, don't believe women's tears of the woman also. Okay? They will do all sorts of nonsense and they will come and cry, everybody will forget. And don't believe Brahmana's tongue. He will talk this side and that side and he will get saved. Anyway, Chanakya said that. So, Krishna was like, that's why we sing in Damodara Ashtakam, Rudan, what is it? Rudan Damodar Netra Yugmam Rajantam Karamboja Yugmena Satanka Netram Muhushvasa Kamba Trivekanta Kanta Sagraivam Damodaram Pativatam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Udantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Rajantam Karamboja Yugmena Satanka Netra. What is he doing? Krishna is crying. Mungusvasa Kampa. Kids cry. He's crying and he's rubbing his eyes so much. All the mascara all over his face and all it's spreading all over his face. And he's crying like a small kid. And what the rishis are saying, Yamaraj is getting scared of this boy. Look at his drama. He's acting as though he's scared of his mother. Right? Generally, Yamaraj gets scared when Krishna walks. Right? He's the Supreme Lord. And how is this boy acting today? As though he's so scared about his mummy. Is that true? No, he's putting a huge drama there. Right? So, it's like that. So, whenever Nanda Maharaj sees the innocent smile of the Lord, he forgets everything. Somehow, Nanda Maharaj was completely captivated, mesmerized, hypnotized by Krishna's words. He agreed, okay, let us do Govardhan Puja. No more Indra Puja. So Nanda Maharaj's elder brother, Sunanda and Upananda, they both came. They can understand somewhere something is fishy, but when Krishna is going to speak, they completely agree with the whole thing. Right? Still Upananda will say, but Krishna, it is. Then Krishna will say, okay my dear father, you can decide whatever way you want. No. What you sense correct, but they couldn't say anything in front of Krishna. They completely and simply agreed for the proposal, and they had the grand celebration day. 400 bullock carts full of rice mounted like hills. Maybe I think they got some Bengali taste. Bengalis have rice like that. One hill they will have. So like that, 400 bullock carts full of rice, and so much hundreds and hundreds of carts full of fruits and vegetables and everything. And all the Vrajvasis are singing and dancing and going to Govardhan. They're all playing music and taking all the puja paraphernalia, and they went to a place where they can offer everything for Giriraj Govardhan. Giriraj Govardhan ki. And they went there. They assembled in front of Govardhan, arranged all the offering things, and they started worshipping. All of a sudden, that 40 miles long and breadth, that mountain, now it has shrunk down a lot, but in those days it was like 40 miles long, that mountain. 40 miles means how many kilometers?
64 kilometers.
Bhaktadas? 65-64 kilometers. Huge mountain, which was 65 kilometers long. It really started opening its mouth, the stone sound like that. It opened the mouth and started swallowing all the food stuff. And once the complete thing was over, the mountain was screaming, saying, Aliyor, Aliyor, give me more, give me more. Even today you go to Govardhan, that village is called Aniyor. When you do Govardhan Parikrama, there is a village called Aniyor. Aniyor means give me more, give me more. Actually mountains scream. And they don't know. The whole offering is over, still Giriraj is not satisfied. Immediately they all went back to the village, brought all sorts of food stuff. There is no vessel, enough vessel. They brought everything and they started digging pit there and pouring mango juice in one pit, jackfruit juice in another pit, all sorts of fruit juices, and dal, sandesha, samosa, pakora, kachori, rasagulla, gulab jamun, rasamalai. You know that Bogarti song we sing? What is that song? Bhajapakata Vatsala Shri Gaurahari. You have a full list. Laddu Kai, Madhumangal, Samosa, Kachora, Pakori, Sapora, and they are offering it so much, and simply the mountain is swallowing. That's all. The complete foodstuff in Vrindavan got over. Still the mountain is not satisfied. Then they don't know what to do. They all turn and look at Krishna. And Krishna is standing as though he is not at all connected with any of these things. So innocently he was standing. And Balaram could understand the anxiety of Vrajvasis. He couldn't tolerate. He couldn't feel, he could feel that they're all anxious. They don't know what to do. So when next time the mountain opened its mouth, Balaram just took some tulsi leaves and dropped it inside. That's it. Giriraj was satisfied. Right? Then these agents who were all collecting taxes from each village, they are going and submitting it to Indra. Then Indra asked, where is the tax from Brajbhumi, Vrindavan? They said, all the Brajvasis listen to the words of a small boy and stop your puja. Indra got very wild. That's why Bhagavatam always glorifies Indra as a great devotee but not a pure devotee. There is a small difference between great devotees and how many of you want to become great devotees? Nobody? Okay, only one person, two people. How many of you want to become pure devotees? Okay. So Indra was a great devotee. That's why you can always see Indra performing sometimes devotional service. Sometimes he will forget who is Krishna. He will go into Jagada with Krishna. And suddenly he will realize, and suddenly he will not realize. because he's a great devotee, he is not a pure devotee. Okay? So Indra got very angry. He called the king of mountains. He declared, he announced immediately king of the clouds. The cloud god should come and summon. His name was Samvartaka. And immediately a black cloud, who was the king of the clouds, he came and said, you pour rain and wash away Vrindavan all from the face of earth. Just wipe away Vrindavan from the face of earth. Samvartaka went and completely covered Rajbhumi, and he started pouring, and Puranas explain each raindrop was the size of a mango, One raindrop was like a mango. Huge raindrops. It was falling on cows, calves, bull, oxen, gopis on their houses, and the kids started screaming out of pain. Right? Imagine one water drop like that coming and patho falls on you, Kids started screaming out pain, and the calves are running hither and thither, trying to save themselves, and they all ran to Krishna. And Krishna could not see that his devotees are suffering. He said, please follow me. We have worshipped Govardhan so sincerely. He is supposed to protect us. Let us go to Govardhan. He went there, and to their surprise, he just lifted that 65-kilometer long mountain and placed it on his little finger. Not only that, he was playing flute with the right hand also. Imagine how stylish the Lord is. Definitely Krishna is God only. No human being can be like this, right? Barhavatham samasitam buddha sundarangam kandarpa koti kamaniya videsha shobham govindamadi purusham. He stacks the peacock feathers so stylishly, it seems. Right? He has got a red colored turban, he has got all champaka, malati flowers, he has got a garland, he has got a waist belt. On one side there is a flute, another side there is a cow's horn, bugle to play. Then he's got dhoti, very stylish. You see all the gods and goddesses, they've got all weapons in their hand. Definitely they are not gods. The supreme god is simply Krishna, because he doesn't carry any weapon, not at all bothered. Right? So Krishna was like that, and playing flute, holding such a big responsibility. When we are dumped with responsibility, we forget to chant. We become so tense. Some people fall sick. Some people forget to eat. Krishna is holding such a huge responsibility on his head. And what is he doing? Playing flute. Wonderful the Lord was. Then the gopis are all standing, because they got a great feast for their eyes. Because if they are in Vrindavan, they are not allowed to meet Krishna directly face to face. They are not allowed to speak to Krishna face to face. They used to always hide behind the windows, the pillars. They used to stand like that and watch and all these things. But now nobody is going to say anything. They can simply look at Krishna and enjoy. Then Yashoda Mata is thinking, one day I told my son to bring 2 bananas from the kitchen. One day Yashoda Mata told Krishna to take 2 bananas from the kitchen. Krishna was holding the banana like that and was dropping. Again holding, again was dropping. By the time he could reach his mother, at least 10 times he dropped it. My son, who can't even carry 2 bananas in his hand properly, what is he doing? He's lifting that 65-kilometer long Govardhan. Am I seeing the truth? Is it reality? And Nanda Maharaj is thinking. One day Nanda Maharaj told his son Krishna, when he was going out, Lala, please bring my chadar from the house. That simple cloth what Prabhuji is wearing? Chadar, Uttariya. Krishna was dragging it on the floor and walking to his father. He can't even carry a piece of cloth. What is my son doing today? He is holding this huge mountain. Nanda Maharaj couldn't believe his eyes. He is falling unconscious all the time, thinking, what is happening in front of me? Then the Radharani came in front of Krishna, because she could peacefully enjoy the beauty of the Lord. And Krishna was nobody could disturb Krishna. He is highly self-controlled. But when Radharani comes in the front, Krishna loses all his control. Then immediately Krishna, lost his balance for a second and the huge mountain started shaking. Immediately Madhumangala said, "Don't worry Krishna, if your hand is paying, I will support you." He took a small stick and he's giving support to Krishna. Then all the Gopas took one tiny stick and they said, "Don't worry, he will hold." Right? At that time Balaram just gave a pat on Krishna and Krishna regained and he stood there. So whenever Radharani crosses by, Krishna loses his control. So Balaram used to always watch that. Why Krishna is losing control whenever Radharani crosses? So one day he went and told Krishna, "This is not very good." Right? Because Balaram is his elder brother, he can boldly say, "Krishna, what you are doing is not good. Whenever one particular person crosses you, you lose everything, you do complete blunder. You misplace things, you drop things from your hand. What is this going on? You are not supposed to be like this." Then Krishna said, "No, Bhaiya. I am the creator of 14 planetary systems. I create crores and crores of Brahmanda. Every living entity listen to me. Not even a blade of grass moves without my permission. And how I am managing all this? Ekamshena sthito jagat. Just by a fragmental portion of my energy, I control the whole universe." Balaram said, "That's all fine, I know. But still, there is something wrong." Then Krishna knows internally, that is Radharani. Because Krishna knows for sure, whenever Radharani passes, Krishna will lose all his control. Right? If the Rasa Leela was going on, just to increase their happiness, Krishna will disappear from Rasa Leela. And all the gopis used to look for Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? They used to, like mad people, search Krishna. And suddenly Krishna will reappear in four-handed form. Shankha, Chakra, Gadha, Padmam. Like Mahavishnu used to stand. All the gopis will come and pay a namaskar. They are not interested in Narayana. They are simply interested in Krishna. They will come. All the gopis will pay namaskar to Narayana. And Radharani also will come and pay namaskar. So when she is paying namaskar, she will touch Narayana's feet. That's all. Ting, ting, two hands will disappear, conch will disappear, chakras will disappear, everything, the crown will disappear, peacock feather will turn back into Krishna. As soon as Radharani comes across, Krishna will lose control. But that day, Krishna didn't want to admit this to Balaram. He said, "No chance." Then Balaram said, "Okay, let us have a test. Let's take it as a challenge. Tomorrow morning, at this particular time, Radharani is going to milk the cow and she will walk across. You should, at the time, go and milk the cow without any confusion." Krishna said, "That's all. I'll just do it, by small time, no problem, don't worry." But Krishna is all the time thinking, "Oh, tomorrow I should not see Radha. No Radha, no Radha, no Radha in my life. I shouldn't think about Radha. I should also," because he knows for sure, if Radharani crosses, he will lose control. And next day morning, at the particular time, Radharani milks the cow and she is passing by with a pot of milk. And Balaram and all the friends, Sridham, Sudam, Stoka Krishna, they all came and they gave a pot in Krishna's hands and told, "Please go and milk the cow now." And Krishna is holding the pot. "No Radha, no Radha. Don't see Radha now. If I see, I will lose control. Radharani is not there." And so sincerely, with full concentration, complete control, he went there and started milking. That time, Balaram, Sridham, Sudha, everybody is rolling on the ground and laughing, like that. And Krishna is wondering why these people are laughing. And instead of milking a cow, Krishna is milking the bull. Right? He was milking the bull. So Bhagavan loses control whenever Radharani passes by. Alright? So, when Radharani came, Krishna lost the complete control and the whole mountain started shaking, and immediately Balaram gave a pat and he came back. So in this way, 7 days Krishna is holding the mountain, right? And Samvartaka sent even his last drop. The water tank is over. Complete water is drained off. There is no more water in the clouds, right? But the waters were flowing and they were coming down the mountain and they were coming underneath where the Vrajavasis were standing, like ocean is flooding. So to save them, Krishna sent the Sudarshan. Sudarshan went on top of the Govardhan mountain. It was emitting the rays like thousands of suns. When Samvartaka is pouring water, the water will come. By the time it touches the mountain, it will evaporate and become water vapor. It doesn't even touch. In this way, the Lord wonderfully protected, right? So here you can see the Vrajavasis made an intelligent decision. They followed spiritual dharma or religious dharma? They followed spiritual dharma. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavana Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavana Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shri Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Shyam, Jaya Jaya Shri Vrindavana Dham. Jaya Jaya Radhe, Jaya Jaya Radhe, So, in this way, the Brajvasis made a very nice decision on selecting the spiritual dharma. So, we should always see, whenever there is a thing comes, whether we should follow spiritual dharma or religious dharma, we should stick on to. That's why Krishna is telling, Sarva dharma parityaja. You abandon all the duties, don't worry. Anything you just abandon, don't worry. If you are simply in faith worshipping Krishna, nothing is a problem, right? Don't think, if I worship Krishna, if I don't do this, I used to do that every year for so many years, I used to pay this, I used to do that seva for this thing, that thing. If I stop this, whether the other things will affect me. We should never have this kind of confusion. Surrender to Krishna. Krishna simply takes care of everything, right? So I was explaining a couple of days back how Draupadi was screaming and crying out of pain, and not out of pain, out of that shame, insult which was taking place in the Kuru assembly. At that time, Bhishma Deva did not get up and help Draupadi. Why Bhishma Deva did not got up and help Draupadi? Right? Bhishma Deva, like when Draupadi was ripped off in Kuru assembly hall, Bhishma Deva didn't get up and protested. He just got up and said to Dhritarashtra, you should not allow this. But when Dhritarashtra kept quiet, Bhishma Deva also kept quiet. Why he didn't protect Draupadi? Why he didn't save Draupadi? What could be the reason? Pardon, sir? Yeah.
He saw that as a father to Dhritarashtra. He looked at Varthamana sitting on the crown.
Yeah.
Like his father. So
Whose father?
Vishnu Deva.
Yeah.
He's looking on the king
Okay.
and his own father.
Okay.
He just given suggestion.
Okay.
So that okay, it's like my father.
Yeah.
He's doing right or wrong. I cannot.
Okay. Any other answer? That's a good answer. Any other answer?
He gets preference to religious to spiritual.
Who's answering? Okay, Prabhu. There's no movement, Prabhu, simply answering. Okay. Yeah, that's also a good answer. Yeah. No. Why Bhishma Deva is not answering? Bhishma Deva didn't took part in the game. They gave up. But why Bhishma Deva? He's not connected with that. He didn't lost. He was not in the game. Bhishma Deva was not in the game. Okay, all these answers were right. Bhishma Deva was simply obeying the king. He's becoming very obedient to the king because that is his duty. Whatever, whether the king does it right or wrong, it is his duty to stand by the king. In the same way, when Lankeshwara, Ravana, the king, who is the emperor of the Swarna Lankapuri, the gold just flows in Lankapuri and mixes in the ocean. So much of Brahminical activities, so much of sacrifice for the Naga gods. He used to worship Lord Shiva so much. Ravana ki. So we have few Rakshasas here. Okay? So Ravana was so good, but he made one mistake. What is that? He kidnapped Sita. So when Acharyas comment on Ramayana, they are telling he was a stupid number one. Bhaktas are also kidnapping Sita. Ravana is also kidnapping Sita. There is a slight difference between the devotees kidnapping and Ravana kidnapping. Because what is that? Ravana is kidnapping Sita alone. Devotees kidnap Sita and Rama also. So they are flourishing. That stupid fellow, if you would have taken Sita, Rama also he would have flourished. Right? He left Rama and he wanted Sita only. That is why the scriptures doesn't recommend to do Lakshmi Puja alone. You are supposed to worship Lakshmi with Narayana. Right? Otherwise it's like Ravana. No, I don't want you God, but I want your energies alone. I don't want you, but give me the two wives who are standing left and right. Narayana has got, Lakshmi Devi and Bhumi Devi. I don't want you, Narayana, because I pray to you, I have to surrender my life. So I don't need you, give me your wife alone. That's the fair puja. So the scripture says, we should worship Lakshmi along with Narayana. We should worship Sita with Ram. We should worship Radharani with Krishna. Very simple it is. Right? So in the same way, when Ravana kidnapped Sita and making the whole plan for battle, he went and woke up Kumbhakarna. And Kumbhakarna is a walking, talking mountain. Is walking like that. And Ravana climbed on the 7th story of his palace. Ravana is standing on the 7th story and Kumbhakarna is standing on the ground and both of them are talking, discussing. And he said, my dear brother, sorry to wake you up. At this right moment, I need your help. I know you are always righteous. You will stand by virtue and you are so moral. So please, and Kumbhakarna smilingly said, I know what you are up to, Rakshasa Raja. You made such a big blunder and you are asking my help. Even now it is not late. Please leave Mother Sita. I will carry her on my shoulders. I will go and give her to Ram back, fall at his feet and ask for pardon and I will save you. Are you ready to do? But Ravana was not ready. But he is not telling that to Kumbhakarna. And Kumbhakarna, I know your heart. Okay, tell me, what should I do? I am ready to fight for you. Right? So these people are so religious. Right? And they are ready even to fight against God for the religious sake. Is that right? No. Even Karna did the same thing. So religious, they are supporting religious, going against spirituality. Alright? In the same way, Bhishma simply stood by the king because that is his religious duty. And on the 10th day of the battle, Pandavas were rising victorious day by day. 9 days, Pandavas simply had 6 army generals, whereas Kauravas had 12 army generals. Pandavas had simply 8 Akshagauni, Kauravas had more than 15 Akshagauni. So by all calculation, permutation and combination, who are supposed to be victorious? Kauravas are supposed to be victorious, but for the continuous 9 days, Pandavas are turning victorious. And Duryodhana couldn't tolerate that shame. And the 9th day night, he simply went inside Bhishma's tent and said, what are you, old man? Have you lost your conscience? You don't know how to fight? You are the army general. I thought you will protect us. I had so much faith in you. That's why I removed Karna and appointed you as a general. But what to do? You are an insane man, eating my food and showing sympathy to my enemies. You should be killed right here and your body should be thrown to the vultures. And Bhishma Deva couldn't tolerate the severe words. He's a man of principle. Then he said, okay, my stupid, Duryodhana, I, Bhishma, son of Ganga, hereby declare, by the sunset of the 10th day, one of the Pandavas, okay, Arjuna will fall on the ground dead. Duryodhana became so happy because whenever Bhishma declares something, he will do it. Right? That's why his name was Devavrata, because he has made such promises, he was called Bhishma. Bhishma means unbroken vow. Whatever he speaks, He will simply perform. And Duryodhana knows his plan worked. Tomorrow, Arjuna is going to fall on the ground dead. So happy. He went and told Dushasana, he went and told Karna, he went and told everybody. And the news spread like a forest fire. The news reached the Pandavas' tent also. And Draupadi is so anxious. She's running to Yudhishthira and saying, you know what Bhishma has proclaimed? And Yudhishthira is telling me, I know, but what can I do? Bhishma is our grandfather, and everybody knows whatever he speaks will be true. He's running to Bhima, and Bhima can't do anything. She's running to Arjuna. Arjuna is telling, if I am going to die by my own grandfather's hand, I am the most fortunate person on the earth. But all these answers are not satisfying Draupadi. She ran to Krishna. Krishna said, Arey Draupadi, why are you all the time coming to me? I don't take a weapon, neither I fight. See, I am just a driver there. Arjuna will say turn left, I will turn left. Arjuna will say turn right, I will turn right. Right? What can I do? Draupadi is not, don't tell me all these things. Somehow you have to protect Arjuna tomorrow. Krishna said, okay, let me try. Let me see what I can do. Then the dead of the night, Krishna went and called Rukmini and said, please follow me. And Rukmini is also following Krishna. Both of them went to Bhishma's tent. Right? And all the lamps were off. It's pitch dark. Bhishma is going to sleep. At that time, Bhishma heard the ankle bells of sound of a woman coming closer to his tent. You know, ching, 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 ching in the night. And Bhishma thought, who is the lady coming to my tent in the dead of the night? I am a Naishtika brahmachari. If a lady comes to my tent in the dead of the night, what people will say? They will speak good. They will speak bad. And who is this lady coming to my tent in this tower? So Bhishma ran out of the tent. And as Krishna has arranged everything, as soon as Bhishma came in the dark, Draupadi fell on his feet. And Bhishma said, Saubhagyavati Bhava. He doesn't know who is there. He blessed Saubhagyavati Bhava. Krishna came with the torch and said, Draupadi, let's go, the program is over. Because he has already blessed you Saubhagya, how he will kill your husband tomorrow? He can't kill. And Bhishma is simply looking at Krishna, understanding his master plan and smiling. Bhishma could understand it's all Lord's plan. And Draupadi was safe. That is why on the next day, Bhishma couldn't follow his promise. He himself lied on the bed of arrows. Because he couldn't keep up the word. And anyway, on the 10th day, Bhishma was fighting so ferociously. You know, every time he picks up an arrow, it is 1. When he locks in the bow, it becomes 3. When he aims, it turns into 100. When it falls on Arjuna, it falls as 1,000 arrows. It was pricking Arjuna all over. His crown was going. The bow was falling from his hand. He's taking an arrow. The arrow is shot. Even there was arrows on Krishna's body. And Krishna thought, if I keep quiet, this old man will kill Arjuna. Today he's fighting like a lion. Let me do something. He jumped from the chariot, took a broken wheel, and he was screaming, oh, old man Bhishma, I will finish you today. And running towards Bhishma, his chadar flew off, his hair got dismantled, you know, and Bhishma saw the Lord coming towards him, and he felt so happy. He dropped his arrows, he dropped his bow, he came down off the rath, he bowed down, raised his arms and said, Vasudeva, I was simply waiting for this. Right? What is Bhishma's dharma? He is supposed to fight. Right? He didn't protest when Draupadi was ripped off. But today why he didn't fight? That was religious. There he has to follow religious dharma at any circumstance. But when Krishna is going to come to kill him, hell with the religion, hell with Dhritarashtra, hell with the kingdom, hell with everything. Let the Lord kill me. I am surrendered to him. So whenever there is a question to select between religiosity and spirituality, we are supposed to select spirituality. Is that clear? So when Krishna was going to kill Bhishma, he simply surrendered and said, Vasudeva, I was simply waiting for this. So this is called Sharanagati. Simply surrendering. Ahaituti apratihata yatma suprasidati. Simply surrender to the Lord without having any consideration. When you are going to pay namaskar, simply pay namaskar. Don't see whether the floor is dirty or not. Right? Simply do that. So Bhishma simply surrendered to Krishna. In the same way, one day Krishna and all his friends, they were walking in Mathura and they were feeling hungry, and they saw all the Brahmanas are doing a serious puja, yajna, and in yajna-shala all kinds of fruits are kept around the yajna-shala, and the Brahmanas are chanting mantra, Om Swaha Idam Krishnaya Idam Namama. Then they take another fruit, Om Swaha Idam Krishnaya Idam Namama. Then they will take another fruit, Om Swaha Idam Vishnave Idam Namama. The Brahmanas are doing a huge yajna. And Madhumangala started scratching Krishna's shoulder. Krishna asked, what Madhumangal? I am feeling very hungry, Then Krishna said, okay, the Brahmanas are doing puja. They have so much of fruits and sweetmeats and so many things. Go and ask something. Definitely Brahmanas will give charity. Then Madhumangal, out of so much expecting, okay, I will get some laddus, he went to the Yajna-shala where the Brahmanas are doing Yajna. Madhumangala said, oh Brahmanas, I am also a Brahmana. See, today I have come on charity. Please give me some fruits, I am very hungry. The Brahmanas actually shoot them off. Arey, please leave us, we are doing Yajna, you don't know the seriousness? We are worshipping God. This is all meant for offering. Don't disturb us, leave us. Right? What are they chanting? Idam Vishnave Idam Namama. They are offering the fruits and flowers to who? Krishna. And who is coming and asking? Krishna. They are not ready to give. They say, no, this is all kept for the offering. Then Krishna said, okay, let us go to their wives. And all the Brahminis cooking a big feast to be offered. Krishna and all his friends went there and said, we are so hungry, please give us something to eat. And the ladies so happy, they brought Krishna, Balaram, Sudam, Sridam, Stoka Krishna, all these 12 friends and much more. They made them sit on this thing. They started serving them so much of feast out of love. Simply looking at Krishna eating one by one, and they're so happy. They gave a big feast to them. Then Krishna left the place. Still these ladies are all discussing about Krishna only. You saw how Krishna came and sat down. You saw how he ate my sweetmeat. Another lady said, no, he ate my kheer so nicely. Another one said, Krishna and Balaram ate my laddu so much. They were so happy. And that day, the Brahmanas performed so much of yajna as per rules and regulation, everything. They came to the house and they are not at all happy on that day. Why? They didn't offer to Krishna what they are supposed to offer. They were so religious, but they didn't understand the presence of Krishna. And that day they were not at all happy, and they were able to understand. Their wives were so happy, jumping and dancing and discussing, because they straight away offered everything to Krishna. Then the Brahmanas realized that we didn't give the share to Krishna. Then they started cursing themselves. They said, hell with our Brahmanism, hell with Vedas, hell with rituals, hell with Puranas, hell with everything. This knowledge stopped us from surrendering to the Lord today. Right? So when we simply surrender to Krishna, Krishna takes care of everything. In the whole Mahabharata war, Yudhishthira Maharaja's Rath was flying up in the sky 6 inches above the ground level. The Rath will never touch the ground, because he was Dharmaraj, Yudhishthira, Dharmaputra. He has never spoken a lie in his life. Because he had never spoken a lie in his life, the Rath used to always fly on the ground. His Rath will never touch the ground. Then, on the 12th day, Krishna told, hey, my dear brother Yudhishthira, please declare that Ashwatthama is dead. But Ashwatthama was not dead. Ashwatthama was Dronacharya's son. He was not dead. He was alive. But what Krishna asked him to say? Just declare that Ashwatthama is dead. So Yudhishthira was thinking for a split second, why Lord is asking me to tell a lie? How can I speak a lie? I am Dharmaraj, I am Yudhishthira. How can I speak a lie? When he thought this, when that thought entered his mind, that's all, his Rath landed on the ground. It never took off after that. So what is truth here? Simply follow the words of Krishna. That is truth. Don't bring your stupid intelligence in between and think, is that right? Is that wrong? Krishna is telling me like this, is that right? Krishna has explained in Bhagavad Gita, can this be true? No. Whatever Krishna speaks is true. Krishna is telling now it is day, it is day only. Krishna is telling now it is night only. Don't bring your intelligence. There is no sun, no. How can this be a day? If Krishna says it is a day, it is a day. Right? So, one day it really happened. When Krishna crawled in Barsana, the Radharani's palace, he climbed holding a rope. He creeped inside the window where Radharani is lying down on Spatika bed. Radharani is lying on a Spatika bed, pure white silk mat and mattresses, and Radharani is taking rest. At that time, a black moon entered the palace of Radharani. And who is that? Krishna. At that time, Lalita and Vishaka, both of them massaging Radharani's feet. All the three saw Krishna and said, hey Shyamasundara, you're not supposed to come here this time. Jyotila and Kutila is like mother-in-law of Radharani and sister-in-law of Radharani. Jyotila and Kutila, right? Both of them are like cylinders, they're like drums. Fat ladies, always angry at Krishna. Because Krishna used to meet Radharani here and there, that place, this place and all. They always keep an eye on Krishna whether he comes or not. So they take against the Lord. So all the three said, Lalita and Vishaka, hey Shyamsundara, you are not supposed to come here. If Jyotila comes to know, that's a big problem. Please go, please go. And Krishna is not going, very adamant. No, I want to talk with Radharani. Okay, back fast and go, please leave the place. They are hurrying it up. But somehow Jyotila and Kutila heard there's some noise inside Radharani's room. And some male voice is coming. Right? So they came and backed on the door. Like that. Open the door. Who is there? I can hear some male voice. Immediately Lalita said, no Maji, I am only speaking. She turned her voice into a male voice, No, I don't believe. Open the door. So Lalita and Vishaka took Krishna and threw him out of the window. They're so wonderful devotees, they can do anything. They just threw him out of the window. And Jyotila came there and nobody there. And she's examining the whole room. And suddenly she found the flute on the bed. Then she took the flute. From there did this come. Then Lalita didn't know. The flute. Yeah, the flute rained. There was a rain of flutes. The flute was raining. What? Yeah, today it rained. Flute was raining. Lot of flutes. So many are there. Radharani is like, Lalita, what are you saying? Can there be a rain of flutes? And Lalita didn't know what to say. Simply she just blocked. And Jyotila was so angry. You mean to say there was a rain of flutes? And Lalita said, yeah. And Jyotila went and she opened the window and there was rain of flutes. So much of flutes were raining from the sky in all fantastic notes. Wonderful music, which every flute is coming down with a celestial music. Gandharvas were singing, Brahma was playing Mridanga, Shiva was dancing, and they were all chanting Govinda's name. There was a celestial Nama Sankirtan on that day, and it really rained, flute rained. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions? Yeah.
Prabhuji, did Jatila and Kutila know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality? And if they did,
They don't know.
they didn't know. So were they in the same thought
Like-
process as Yashoda Maya? Like, was it like that?
Pardon?
Were they?
Yeah. Jyotila, Kutila, and Radharani had a rival. Like Radharani's father is Vrishvanu. Vrishvanu had a elder brother called Chandrabanu. Chandrabanu had a daughter called Chandravali. So they had a competition, Radharani and Chandravali, who will get close to Krishna. So these people are all sent by Krishna from Goloka. They all took different roles. But when they were in Vrindavan, they don't know, they don't realize. Even Nanda and Yashoda didn't realize. They always used to think he is my son. Only very few people like Uddhava, Akrura, Sandipani Maharshi, Purnamasi, very few people realized. Even Lalita and Vishaka, they all know, like Radharani's friend, that's all.
But whether they realize or not, it means the same thing. It means that they all got the same mercy from the Lord, even though they were taking away Radharani and Krishna.
Of course, they are all part of the drama. It's their master plan. Any other question? Yes, Raj.
Hare Krishna Guruji. You explained how one has to choose religious obligations are all social and spiritual. But sometimes we see that we have to make a choice between two spiritual things itself. And there is a question of what to do. I will actually give an example, which will make it more clear. For example, there is a preaching opportunity to go to somebody's house and go and preach. They have invited us. But at the same time, right now, they are not following regulatory principles. They are not cooking non-vegetarian, but they are cooking onion garlic at their house. But they also wish, or they are also requesting us to have, they will cook without onion garlic and have prasadam at their house. But because eating prasadam is also a spiritual activity and cooked by devotees. But right now, those people are not devotees as such. And should we go in and preach and have that, because otherwise they will feel bad, or should we not go and preach? Because here again, you have to make this difficult choice.
We should go and preach and explain to them that we don't take food like this. And if they still feel offended, Prabhupada said that you can take fruits and milk sweets from them. So well in advance you can say, just give us some fruits. We can take from them. Even from a meat eater's hand we can take fruits, there's nothing wrong. You can take milk sweets. Some exceptions are given, that we can do. We can explain to them that this is like. Yeah.
What is the exact aim of the religious activities and how it is a more better than social activities? Like the social activities, one word comes paramartha. Suppose
Social activities are not paramartha.
Suppose I am doing something for myself, for my relative. I know I will get something. Religious activity, I am doing something to get something.
Once again.
When I do some social activities,
Yeah.
this comes because I am getting a benefit.